The history books tell us of 1066 as a pivotal moment, a battle won, a kingdom forever changed. Yet, what if that official version is merely the surface of something much deeper, a shadow stretching into our modern world? In that fateful year, Duke William's forces swept across England, not merely securing a victory at Hastings, but instigating a tectonic shift. This wasn't merely a change of rulers, it was a fundamental reordering of society itself. Norman French, the language of the conquerors, quickly became the established tongue of law, of administration, and of high society. The English language, the voice of the native people, was systematically relegated to the peasantry for nearly 3 centuries. Some scholars, looking at the evidence, even categorize Norman-occupied England during the 12th and 13th centuries as a colony. A subjugated land, they argue, where the vastly outnumbered Anglo-Saxons found themselves trapped, unable to overthrow their new, foreign rulers. A colony, within England itself, lasting for centuries? The thought is unsettling, and it signals a story far more complex than simple conquest. The defeat at Hastings was not, as some might believe, the quiet end. It was, in fact, just the beginning of a systematic campaign. The native aristocracy, the established Anglo-Saxon elite, faced widespread disenfranchisement and elimination. Their long-held power was ruthlessly supplanted by a new Norman dominance, a power secured not just through military might, but through imposing castles and a completely restructured church, now aligned with the conquerors. Initial sparks of resistance did ignite. Figures like Edric the Wild in the west, the defiant men of Kent, and Lady Jitha, a key figure from the Old Order, led various uprisings between 1067 and 1069. Yet, these scattered attempts, though brave, were swiftly crushed by William's organized forces. They failed to garner the coordinated, lasting support needed to challenge the new regime effectively. The tension, however, simmered and eventually boiled over, culminating in the formidable Great Northern Rebellion of January 1069. This was a significant alliance, drawing together powerful figures like Edgar Atheling, Cospatrick, and even the sons of Harold Godwinson, alongside a Danish invasion specifically solicited by Lady Jitha herself. But William's response was as efficient as it was ruthless. His superior military coordination and strategic acumen allowed him to neutralize this formidable threat. A carefully orchestrated payoff ultimately dispatched the Danish fleet, removing a critical foreign element from the rebellion. What followed this decisive action was a stark testament to his singular vision, the harrying of the North. After the rebellion of 1069, William implemented a deliberate, widespread scorched earth strategy across the entire northern region of England. This was a cataclysmic event. Historical records indicate it led directly to the deaths of over 100,000 people. Some estimates suggest a population reduction of up to 75% in Yorkshire alone, transforming once thriving communities into desolate wasteland. This brutal act of terror and destruction was devastatingly effective. It shattered any remaining organized Anglo-Saxon uprisings, ensuring that no credible challenge to Norman power would ever again emerge from the north. The message was clear. Etched into the very soil, resistance was futile, and the cost of defiance was absolute annihilation. By the close of William's reign, the transformation was complete. The old Anglo-Saxon administrations, with their unique customs and structures, were systematically abolished, erased from the landscape of governance. Land, the ultimate source of wealth and influence, was meticulously surveyed and then systematically divided. It was parceled out among a mere 180 Norman landholders, a new elite who now ruled from their newly erected, formidable castles, each a symbol of their unassailable authority. Even the spiritual fabric of the nation was remade. The Catholic Church in England underwent a complete Norman takeover, its leadership replaced, its practices aligned with the new regime. Norman Romanesque structures, monumental and imposing, began replacing most Anglo-Saxon churches, fundamentally altering religious symbolism. The native English nobility, those who had survived the initial battles and failed rebellions, found their power utterly depleted, their families broken. Many, rather than live under the new order, chose exile, with a significant number joining the legendary Byzantine Varangian Guard. With the powerful Godwine family defunct and the ancient House of Wessex extinct, There were simply no capable Anglo-Saxon families left to challenge the established Norman power. Even the language we speak today bears the indelible mark of this conquest. While Norman French dominated for centuries, the Hundred Years' War in the 14th century finally prompted the French-speaking aristocracy to adopt English, but not without leaving its own profound legacy. This transformation enriched and reshaped the English vocabulary, imbuing it with 30 to 40% words of French origin, a constant echo in our everyday speech. But perhaps the most staggering truth, the one that truly connects this ancient past to our present, lies in the unseen roots of our societal structure. Research indicates that the modern United Kingdom's peerage and, by extension, a significant portion of its societal elite, can largely trace their lineage directly back to that Norman military elite of 1066. A conquest, seemingly distant, casts a remarkably long shadow. The question isn't whether this happened. The question is why no one said it sooner.